Al Gore's movie An Inconvenient Truth is required curriculum at Roger Williams University. Students of various majors are forced or asked to watch the movie if they want to graduate. When a concerned group of students asked the science department to present an alternative point of view, the assistant dean responded with this email: "There's no doubt that we're warming the earth and that a continuation of our activities will lead to profound changes." Joining us now, a student at Roger Williams University, Barry Lucier, and a Roger Williams alumni and spokesperson for Young America's Foundation, Jason Mattera. Jason, you got involved in this, I understand, because another student there, Dana Peluso, complained, but he wasn't in the class that had to watch this. You're no longer at the university, so why are you doing this? Are you doing this to promote your Young America group? Because you've been out of the college now for a couple of years.
Well, Young America's Foundation promotes conservative values in higher education and takes abuse cases like this academic abuse happened in the classroom. So what? That Dana Peluso's not in the class. You have a student who was in the class. Roger Williams posits itself as promoting the community. So if a student is concerned, even if he's not directly in the class, you should be more than welcome to post that complaint. But that's irrelevant, because the fact is that they showed Al Gore's movie, a highly political movie, in a science class, and when students asked to hear an alternative view, the professor, the dean, said bluntly, no, we're not having that alternative view.
Well,
so
where is the credible movie of equal note on the other side of Al Gore's movie? What would that be?
There's plenty. I don't want to do your
name one.
Your research. The Great Global Warming Swindle. It's produced by someone who was actually on the intergovernment panel on climate change. I'm surprised you don't know this, Alan. But even more so, the point is that there is alternative views, and each night, Alan, on Hannity and Colmes, both sides are presented. Well, why don't you want to have both sides presented in the classroom?
Do we give equal weight, Jason, to a view that's a minority view, when almost every scientist talks about the Earth is warming up, we got to do something about it, what should we do is really the debate, and you want to have equal time for something which is not of equal scientific weight? Isn't that truly what the issue is?
Well, who you were to say that's not equal scientific weight? There's many scientists, Richard Lindzen of MIT, Bijan Lomberg.
Yeah, you can name scientists, but certainly you can't name the number of people on the other side.
You're not naming. You don't light a candle intellectually to any of these men.
Let me go to Barry here. Barry, the idea of an education is to present a premise. You can look at the premise of Al Gore's film. You can agree or disagree. You're not forced to take a certain position on it. It then produces academic debate, and you can debate it back and forth. Isn't that what an education is?
That's an education, but that's not what we received. We were not allowed to debate back and forth after viewing this movie. We were simply just forced to watch the movie. It was made mandatory. I mean, I had to watch it in order to graduate and pass the class. I did not get to argue my point of view.
Hey, Jason, I guess this gets to the heart of it here, and the Young Americans Foundation, by the way, the reason why you're doing it, to answer Alan's question, is because you don't want indoctrination on college campuses, that you want a free and open exchange of opinion and ideals, and only one side is presented. You know, on this very program, we have had a running list of experts, climatologists, meteorologists, scientists that repeatedly say that this is a bogus film with fake and false science that is predicated on false assumptions here. This is nothing short of indoctrination. Isn't that what this is about?
You're absolutely right, Sean, and Alan never answered my question. I said, why in Hannity and Colmes can both sides be presented, but not in the college classroom?
The answer to your question is that not each side have equal weight in this debate. That's the answer.
Let me finish my question, and you continue with
it's Jason's turn.
But also, Gore's movie is highly political. That politics doesn't belong in the science classroom. Let's remember, not all of An Inconvenient Truth is even about global warming. He grouses about losing the 2000 election. You want to have scientists debate it? Have scientists.
I want to go a little bit into more detail here, because there was an email exchange with the Young America's Foundation and the assistant dean at the college, and the dean comes to the conclusion that the debate basically is over on this issue, which shows right there that this guy has an agenda and a bias and is not open to the idea that there actually are many experts that have different points of view.
Sure, he's not acting as an academic, he's acting as a leftist. He's trying to stifle rather than encourage debate. And why on a college? What is the harm on a college campus to expose students to a variety of ideas and let them form a conclusion, not give them the conclusion?
All right. Last question. Barry, you have to see this movie to graduate. Is there any chance that you and maybe a group of students would be willing to put your career on the line and say that you are not going to give in to this indoctrination?
Well, it's a little late for that. I've already seen the film. I had to watch it in order to graduate. But otherwise, I did put my career on the line. I tried and to convince, the professors and the dean in the science department to not show the film and to see an alternative film.
You didn't refuse to see it, though?
I did refuse.
No, he would have failed.
All right,
I would have failed otherwise.
Thank you both very much for being with us.